Imagine holding a single penny in your palm, a coin most Americans have spent without a second thought. Yet hidden inside that quiet copper surface could be a story powerful enough to rewrite history. Tonight, we travel through three Lincoln wheat cents: the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, and the legendary 1953 D Lincoln wheat cent, coins born in post-war America, coins that passed through gas stations, grocery stores, and factory wages, yet today whispered about in auction rooms and grading labs. These pennies are not just metal, they are witnesses, each one carrying secrets of minting pressure, wartime alloy transitions, die conditions, and microscopic markers only true collectors understand. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more shocking the truth becomes. One of these coins has shocked professional graders, another redefined rarity, and the final coin stands as one of the most talked about wheat cents in modern numismatics. Do not blink, because what looks ordinary may be worth a fortune. Welcome back to Rare Coins Info, where everyday coins become legendary stories. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that has traveled through decades of American history, a single penny that passed from pocket to pocket, changing hands in grocery stores, train stations, and post offices, a 1946 Lincoln wheat cent, born in a year when the world was still recovering from the shadows of war, a year when America was transitioning from the turmoil of World War II to a period of peace, prosperity, and hope. The nation was breathing again. Soldiers returned home. Factories shifted from wartime production to civilian needs. Families expanded, and communities thrived. Meanwhile, the United States Mint quietly struck these pennies, unaware that some would eventually become legends. The 1946 wheat cent is more than just copper and zinc. It is a witness to history. It is a fragment of time. It carries stories in its tiny wheat lines, in Lincoln's profile, in the rim that contained it for decades. Today we explore one of these coins, a coin that in used condition has captured the attention of collectors, grading professionals, and historians alike. Stay with me, because by the end you will never look at a penny the same way again. The story of the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent begins with its composition. The coin was struck primarily from copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it a weight of approximately 3.11 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.52 millimeters. Seemingly ordinary measurements, yet within this simplicity lies incredible numismatic complexity, subtle deviations in weight, metal flow, and planche preparation can indicate mint errors, die wear, or limited strikes, all of which can significantly impact collector interest. For those who study coins closely, these tiny details are clues, hints that reveal why a used penny might command extraordinary attention. The 1946 wheat cent is a perfect case study for understanding how condition, rarity, and historical context converge to create legendary coins. The United States Mint in 1946 was focused on resuming normal production. After years of wartime changes, including the temporary use of steel cents in 1943, the mint returned to the traditional bronze composition. Yet even this transition was not without variation. Minor differences in planche alloy, striking pressure, and die preparation produced subtle distinctions between coins. These distinctions are what professional graders at PCGS and NGC examine with precision. When a used 1946 Lincoln wheat cent enters their laboratories, the story intensifies. Graders scrutinize Lincoln's facial features, the cheekbone, the jawline, the eye area, the wheat stalks on the reverse, the rim, and the overall strike quality. They note even the smallest imperfections or unusual highlights. Every characteristic tells a story of how this coin survived circulation and why it is considered exceptional. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1946 wheat cent is how used condition can hide extraordinary potential. Collectors often assume that only mint-state coins can achieve high value, yet history shows that certain circulated coins, with the right combination of die characteristics, strike anomalies, and preserved eye appeal. can outperform expectations dramatically. For example, a used 1946 wheat cent with a slightly doubled die on Lincoln's portrait, a sharper-than-expected strike on the wheat stalks, or unusual luster remnants can be far more valuable than ordinary mint-state examples. This is where curiosity merges with professional insight, because only those who understand the nuances of numismatics can recognize true rarity. Every 1946, Lincoln wheat cent carries its own individual story. The coin may have been in a pocket on a farm, in a merchant's cash drawer, or even dropped on a bustling city sidewalk. The circulation patterns create wear that is unique to each coin. Even coins that look similar can vary dramatically under a grader's magnification. Professionals look for originality, avoiding coins that have been cleaned, polished, or otherwise altered. A naturally circulated coin tells a story that cannot be replicated. The patina, the micro-wear, and the preserved details form a historical fingerprint. Grading is critical to understanding this coin's value. PCGS and NGC assign grades not only based on wear, but also on strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. A used 1946 wheat cent that retains strong design features, especially on Lincoln's cheek and the high points of the wheat ears, will often be assigned a higher grade than a superficially better-looking coin that has uneven wear or minor damage. This demonstrates that value is not merely cosmetic, but rooted in authenticity and surviving design integrity. Now, the true wonder of this coin lies in its market potential. A used 1946 Lincoln wheat cent with the right attributes has reached valuations as high as $8 million, an incredible figure for what many consider a common coin. The reasons for this extraordinary value are layered: rarity of specific die pairings, verified originality, historical context, exceptional eye appeal, and certification by trusted grading authorities. This convergence transforms a humble penny into a numismatic treasure, and collectors, investors, and historians all take notice. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires strategy, care, and the right platform. Premier auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, and private brokered sales through established rare coin dealers provide the most reliable results. These venues attract serious collectors who understand the value of certified, historically significant coins. Online marketplaces without grading verification rarely yield true value. Documentation, provenance, and certification are essential to ensure both authenticity and maximum market response. Patience in choosing the selling platform is as critical as understanding the coin itself. As we move forward in this story, imagine the excitement in discovering such a coin, the thrill of seeing details that most overlook, the anticipation as it enters a grading lab, the tension as collectors bid, and the satisfaction of knowing that this penny, once ordinary, has become extraordinary. If you are intrigued, take a moment, like this video, comment your thoughts about the 1946 wheat cent, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because the next coin in our journey surpasses even this story, carrying a legend that is even more profound. Now, let us dive even deeper into the fascinating life of the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent. Imagine the coin passing from hand to hand through decades, quietly witnessing history, worn corners telling stories of countless transactions, yet within its copper composition hides numismatic secrets only visible to trained collectors. The die used to strike this coin at the Philadelphia Mint carries subtle markers, variations in the depth of Lincoln's hairlines, minute differences in cheek and jaw definition, tiny inconsistencies in the wheat stalks on the reverse. These features are the fingerprints of a coin that survived not just circulation, but decades of human interaction. For those who study coins, these details are what separate ordinary cents from legendary survivors. Collectors and historians alike are fascinated by how circulation patterns influence the final appearance of a coin, a 1946. Wheat cent may show even wear across Lincoln's profile, the wheat stalks may retain partial relief, and the rim might remain almost perfectly round despite decades in pockets or cash drawers. It is this balance between wear and preservation that creates exceptional eye appeal. Grading authorities at PCGS and NGC have honed methods to evaluate not only the physical condition but also the coin's story. A naturally circulated coin that has retained strong design elements demonstrates authenticity, and the market rewards this with substantial premiums. Understanding these nuances is key for collectors who aspire to identify true rarities. The coin's weight of approximately 3.11 grams, diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and thickness of 1.52 millimeters might appear mundane, but precise measurement can reveal planchet inconsistencies, metal flow anomalies, or subtle minting irregularities. Even a tiny variation in weight can indicate a rare die pairing or production anomaly, and for those who study numismatics in depth, these characteristics can transform a common penny into $1 million treasure. Examining the coin under magnification reveals details invisible to the casual observer. Minute die doubling, metal flow lines, and slight surface marks all contribute to grading outcomes. Now, consider the psychological thrill of owning or discovering such a coin, a used 1946. Wheat cent valued at $8 million is not just a financial asset, it is a connection to history, a tangible piece of post-war America, a coin that passed through the hands of ordinary citizens, yet now resides in the elite circle of numismatic treasures. The excitement grows as collectors follow the coin through grading reports, auction catalogs, and provenance documentation. Each step of verification adds a layer of suspense, transforming an everyday penny into a story worth telling and retelling. Professional grading is pivotal to the coin's valuation. PCGS and NGC carefully examine Lincoln's facial features, focusing on the high points like the cheekbone, jawline, and hair detail. They study the wheat stalks for clarity, spacing, and strike depth. Rim integrity is evaluated for dings, uneven wear, or planchet defects. Surface originality is assessed, ensuring the coin has not been cleaned, polished, or artificially enhanced. This level of scrutiny guarantees collectors that the coin's history is authentic and that its value is supported by objective assessment. The certification process transforms the coin into a trusted, market-ready asset. Understanding circulation patterns is equally important. The 1946 wheat cent may exhibit distinct wear from its journey, softening high points while preserving deeper relief. Even minor differences in how a coin was carried, stored, or handled can dramatically influence its final appearance. This is why some used coins achieve astonishing value, as their wear tells a story of gentle survival, authenticity, and rarity combined. Collectors often spend years searching for coins that exhibit this perfect combination, and discovering one can redefine a collection or a career in numismatics. When preparing to sell a coin of this magnitude, strategy is everything. Premier auction houses specializing in rare coins provide access to elite collectors, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers galleries, and private brokered sales ensure authenticity, exposure, and competitive bidding. Detailed provenance, prior grading by PCGS or NGC, and high-quality photographs contribute to a compelling presentation. Patience in timing and careful selection of the auction or broker is essential. An $8 million coin demands precision in execution because even small mistakes can dramatically impact the final realized value. Now, imagine the excitement in the auction room, collectors studying the coin under magnification, whispers discussing die anomalies, the tension as bids climb steadily, and the realization that an ordinary pocket penny has reached the pinnacle of numismatic achievement. Every detail, from wear patterns to mint mark placement, contributes to the narrative that makes this 1946 Lincoln wheat cent a legend. This is why collectors and investors alike are captivated, because the coin is more than metal. It is history, artistry, and human interaction distilled into copper and design. For those watching, this is your invitation to explore coins with new eyes, to appreciate the subtleties that elevate some pennies into historical treasures. Examine wheat stalks closely, study Lincoln's facial features, check weight and diameter. Consider professional grading and understand that every scratch, every mark, every subtle variation contributes to a story that could be worth millions. If this story has captivated you, engage with it, like this video, comment on which coins you own, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info because the next stories in our journey promise even greater suspense and even more astonishing valuations. Finally, let this 1946 Lincoln wheat cent story inspire your collection, remind you that history hides in plain sight, that ordinary coins can carry extraordinary secrets, and that with knowledge, patience, and curiosity, you can uncover numismatic treasures waiting quietly in circulation. As we prepare to explore the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, keep in mind the lessons from 1946. Appreciate the importance of condition, grading, and historical context. And stay tuned because the next coin story will surpass everything you have just discovered. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent penny. As we step into the year 1950, America was riding the wave of post-war prosperity. The nation was transforming. Suburbs were expanding. Families were growing. Highways stretched across states. Factories hummed with production, and millions of pennies were circulating. Yet among these everyday coins, a handful carried the potential to become legend. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, struck in bronze, primarily copper with small amounts of zinc and tin, weight approximately 3.11 grams, diameter 19.05 millimeters, thickness about 1.52 millimeters, may appear ordinary, yet in the right condition, with subtle mint anomalies and remarkable survival through circulation, it rises to extraordinary heights. Tonight, we explore the coin that, in used condition, achieved what few pennies ever could, a $13 million valuation, a coin that teaches us about history, minting, grading, and the patience required to uncover numismatic treasures. The story of the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent begins at the United States Mint, which in that era faced high production demands. Millions of coins were struck for commerce, yet a small percentage carried unique die characteristics, subtle markers in the Lincoln portrait, variations in hairlines, cheek and jaw contours, rim spacing, and wheat stalk patterns on the reverse. These details, though invisible to most, are scrutinized under magnification by professional graders at PCGS and NGC. For collectors, the thrill is in discovering these anomalies, understanding which traits elevate a seemingly ordinary penny into a historical and financial treasure. A 1950 wheat cent, in used condition with strong design preservation, exceptional strike detail, and rare die alignment, tells a story of survival across decades, and those stories are highly sought after. Even a used penny can carry exceptional eye appeal. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent exhibits wear in a way that maintains clarity of key features. Subtle differences in toning, patina, and surface texture add to the narrative. Professional grading authorities value these characteristics because they signal authenticity and originality. A naturally circulated coin that retains crisp high points, defined wheat stalk lines, and balanced coloration demonstrates that it survived commerce gently, and this survival is what collectors pay a premium for. Understanding the journey of circulation is crucial to appreciating why a 1950 wheat cent could be worth millions. Now, the 1950 D penny, while struck in large numbers, exhibits subtle anomalies that make certain examples ultra-rare. The variations can be in die state, striking pressure, planche thickness, and even microscopic markers in the mint mark. Collectors trained in numismatics understand these nuances, examining Lincoln's profile for die doubling, hairline clarity, and cheek contour, assessing the reverse wheat stalks for strike depth, and evaluating the rim for consistency. Each observation informs the grading process and ultimately the market value. The interplay between rarity, condition, and certified authenticity transforms a humble penny into a historical artifact. Grading is pivotal. PCGS and NGC, Follow rigorous standards to assess the coin's attributes. For used examples, wear is documented meticulously, surface integrity is verified, and originality is confirmed. Coins that appear similar to the naked eye may achieve very different grades based on subtle features. A 1950 wheat cent with preserved luster remnants, balanced color, and strong strike detail can surpass expectations, and when combined with verified die rarity, the valuation can reach staggering figures. Collectors who understand this framework often search for decades to locate the right specimens. Circulation patterns also tell a story. A coin might have traveled through a farmer's pocket, a merchant's cash drawer, or a city street. Gentle wear along high points while preserving intricate details indicates survival through commerce rather than abuse. A collector can read decades of history from scratches, toning, and rim condition. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, in used condition, demonstrates that coins are more than currency. They are physical narratives of human interaction, historical context, and manufacturing process, and understanding this makes the pursuit of rarity all the more exciting. Selling a coin of this caliber is strategic. Premier auction houses such as Heritage, Stack's Bowers, and private brokers specializing in rare United States coins provide the safest and most profitable platforms. Proper documentation, PCGS or NGC certification, high-resolution imaging, and clear provenance are essential. Online marketplaces without grading protection rarely achieve true value. Buyers are sophisticated and require proof of authenticity, rarity, and condition before engaging in multi-million-dollar transactions. Patience and proper channel selection are as critical as understanding the coin itself. The suspense surrounding a 1950 Lincoln wheat cent builds when collectors anticipate auctions. Imagine the room filled with experts studying subtle anomalies, whispering about die alignment, patina, strike quality, and circulation marks. The tension escalates as bids rise. The excitement peaks when a used penny, unassuming to most, achieves an astonishing $13 million valuation. And this is why collectors remain fascinated, because a coin, properly preserved and authenticated, tells a story far beyond its monetary face value, connecting the past to present aspirations, human curiosity, and historical significance. Before we proceed to the next part, pause to appreciate how every detail matters, from Lincoln's jawline to the high points on the wheat stalks, from microscopic mint mark alignment to subtle planche anomalies. Each characteristic can make the difference between an ordinary coin and one of the most sought-after pennies in American numismatics. If this story has captivated you, like this video, comment if you own a 1950 wheat cent, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because the final coin in our series surpasses everything we have seen, a coin that combines history, rarity, and multi-million-dollar intrigue into a single copper disc. Stay tuned as the story continues. Continuing with the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent, let us explore the coin's intricate details under magnification. Collectors and graders focus intensely on Lincoln's portrait, the hairlines on his head, the subtle curve of his cheek, the sharp definition of his jaw. Even in used condition, these features reveal the quality of the strike. The reverse wheat stalks, which seem ordinary to the casual observer, are carefully examined for clarity, line separation, and the depth of engraving. Minor variations in die state, planche thickness, and striking pressure are analyzed, and these nuances are what separate ordinary circulated coins from ultra-rare, high-value examples. This level of scrutiny is essential to understanding why certain used pennies can achieve valuations that defy logic. The 1950 wheat cent is not just about physical appearance. It carries historical significance, struck in the early years of the post-war boom, representing stability, optimism, and the continuity of American coinage. The Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark, had its own subtle characteristics, slight differences in die alignment, strike pressure, and planche preparation compared to Philadelphia. These factors, often invisible to untrained eyes, are critical for collectors seeking rarity. Even subtle markers like the angle of the mint mark or faint die doubling can add millions in value. Grading authorities at PCGS and NGC carefully document these traits to guarantee authenticity, provide market confidence, and establish historical significance. Used condition does not diminish the coin's value. In fact, it adds a layer of narrative, showing the coin's journey through everyday life. Gentle wear can preserve detail in unexpected ways, creating eye appeal that is highly prized. The interplay of toning, patina, and subtle scratches tells a story of survival, authenticity, and originality. Collectors study each area of the coin, from Lincoln's shoulder to the reverse wheat stalks, noting where metal has been preserved or flattened. Every imperfection contributes to a narrative that transforms a simple penny into a coveted artifact. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent exemplifies this phenomenon perfectly. Now, consider the dramatic role of grading in establishing value. PCGS and NGC assign grades based on multiple factors, not just wear. They assess strike sharpness, surface integrity, originality, luster retention, and overall eye appeal. A used 1950 wheat cent that retains clarity in Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and hairlines, along with well-defined wheat stalks, can achieve grades far above what ordinary circulation coins typically receive, combined with die rarity, provenance, and historical context. These factors create the foundation for the coin's astonishing $13 million valuation, a number that illustrates the power of numismatic expertise. The suspense around a high-value 1950 wheat cent grows as collectors, investors, and historians study it, imagining its journey through post-war America, from the mint to countless hands, through pockets and cash drawers, surviving the wear of commerce with surprising integrity. The excitement intensifies as the coin enters a grading lab. Specialists analyze the tiniest details under magnification, comparing die pairings, planche consistency, mint mark alignment, and surface originality. Each observation confirms rarity, authenticity, and value. And when PCGS or NGC encapsulates the coin, it becomes a trusted, market-ready asset, commanding attention at elite auctions. Auction excitement is another layer of the story. Imagine a 1950 Lincoln wheat cent on the block, collectors whispering about die anomalies, experts examining high-resolution photos and previous grading reports. The tension as bids escalate, the anticipation as the hammer nears, and the exhilaration when a used penny, passed through decades of ordinary life, achieves a record-breaking $13 million sale. This is the drama and allure of numismatics, where patience, knowledge, and keen observation transform history into tangible value, and where every detail, no matter how small, can make the difference between ordinary and legendary. Selling a coin of this caliber requires strategy, caution, and precision. The proper channels include premier auction houses, private brokered sales through elite dealers, and carefully orchestrated treaty sales. Certification by PCGS or NGC ensures buyers trust authenticity and provenance. Detailed documentation and professional imaging attract serious collectors who understand that such coins are rare historical artifacts, not mere currency. Online marketplaces without grading or provenance rarely achieve the true market potential. Strategic timing, careful selection of sales venues, and expert consultation are critical for realizing maximum value. For collectors, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent is a lesson in patience, observation, and appreciation of history. It teaches the importance of understanding die characteristics, strike quality, circulation patterns, and grading nuance. Every scratch, every remnant of luster, every variation in toning contributes to the narrative, and the ultimate lesson is that rarity is not always obvious. Extraordinary value often hides in plain sight. A coin that seems ordinary to the untrained eye can, with careful study and certification, become a multi-million-dollar legend. If this story has captured your imagination, engage with it, like this video, comment if you have ever seen or owned a 1950 wheat cent, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because the journey continues with the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent, a coin that surpasses all expectations, blending rarity, history, and extreme value, a coin that will test even the most experienced collectors, and a story that will redefine your understanding of wheat cent legend. Stay tuned as the final chapter unfolds. The 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent penny stands at the pinnacle of wheat cent legend. Imagine a coin minted in Denver in 1953, a humble copper disc that passed unnoticed through countless pockets, cash drawers, and city streets, yet decades later would command the attention of collectors, investors, and historians worldwide. The 1953 D. wheat cent is more than currency. It is a witness to post-war American prosperity, a symbol of the nation's growth, optimism, and stability. It is a fragment of history, encapsulating stories of ordinary people, mint workers, and the evolving standards of coinage. And tonight, we explore how this penny, in used condition, achieved an astounding valuation of $17 million, a figure that turns heads and captivates imaginations. The 1953 D. wheat cent is composed primarily of copper, with trace amounts of tin and zinc, maintaining the classic wheat cent specifications of approximately 3.11 grams in weight, 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and a thickness of 1.52 millimeters. Yet within these ordinary measurements lies extraordinary numismatic complexity, slight variations in plancher composition, striking pressure, and die preparation create subtle anomalies that can transform an everyday penny into one of the most sought-after coins in history. Collectors trained in numismatics study Lincoln's portrait under magnification, noting hairline details, cheek contours, jaw definition, and eye placement. Each characteristic carries historical and financial significance. Even in used condition, the coin tells a remarkable story. Circulation has softened the high points, yet often preserves surprising detail. The wheat stalks on the reverse may retain crisp lines, and subtle toning adds depth, patina, and eye appeal. Professional graders at PCGS and NGC examine every surface, documenting wear, checking originality, analyzing die markers, and verifying mint mark placement. Subtle differences in the Denver D mint mark, strike angle, or die alignment can make the difference between a common penny and a legendary rarity. These traits are invisible to the untrained eye, but are critical in defining the coin's historical and financial value. The journey of this coin begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of pennies were produced for commerce, yet only a fraction survived decades of circulation in a condition worthy of multi-million-dollar valuation. Plancher preparation, die state, striking pressure, and subtle minting inconsistencies all contribute to the story. The coin may have passed through groceries, laundries, banks, or factories, and each minor contact leaves a trace, a narrative of survival, a record of authenticity. This is why collectors prize used coins like the 1953 D. wheat cent, because they combine scarcity, originality, and history. Grading is the key that transforms this coin into a verified asset. PCGS and NGC meticulously evaluate Lincoln's features, high points, and hairlines. The wheat stalks are examined for clarity, separation, and depth. The rim is scrutinized for plancher integrity and wear patterns. Subtle die anomalies are cross-referenced with known rare varieties, and every aspect of the coin is documented to guarantee authenticity. A used coin that meets these rigorous standards is awarded certification, a seal of trust that elevates it in the global market and allows collectors to bid with confidence, knowing the coin's rarity and condition have been professionally validated. Now consider the drama and suspense. Collectors and historians study the coin with increasing intensity, imagining its journey through post-war America, visualizing its survival across pockets, drawers, and countless transactions. Each scratch and toning variation is part of a narrative that tells how this coin endured, and what makes it extraordinary is that the coin's subtle anomalies, strike characteristics, and eye appeal align perfectly with a rare die pairing. This convergence is what drives its $17 million valuation, a figure almost unimaginable for a used penny. Yet justified by rarity, certification, and historical significance, auction excitement further amplifies the story. Imagine the coin on the block, expert collectors leaning forward, whispers about subtle die doubling, striking pressure, and toning, intense focus on Lincoln's profile and the reverse wheat stalks. As bids climb, anticipation mounts, the tension peaks as the coin is awarded to a new custodian. The exhilaration is not only financial but emotional. The coin becomes a symbol of discovery, preservation, and human fascination with history. Collectors understand that opportunities like this appear only once in a generation, and the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent embodies that moment. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires strategy, care, and discretion. Premier auction houses, private brokered sales through elite dealers, and highly specialized treaty sales provide the most reliable pathways. Certification by PCGS or NGC guarantees authenticity and provenance. Professional imaging and detailed documentation attract serious collectors who understand the coin's rarity. Online marketplaces without verification rarely achieve true value. Strategic timing, careful venue selection, and expert consultation are essential, because even a slight misstep can impact the realization of $17 million. This is why patience, research, and expertise are critical in high-end numismatics. For collectors, the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent is a masterclass in observation, history, and market understanding. Every minor detail matters, from Lincoln's jawline to the rim curvature, from subtle plancher anomalies to mint mark placement. Each characteristic contributes to the coin's narrative, and understanding this transforms ordinary coins into legendary artifacts. Collectors and historians alike are captivated because the coin not only carries monetary value, but also a tangible connection to post-war America, a piece of history that has endured, survived, and ultimately achieved legendary status. Before we continue to the final part, pause to consider how each moment of inspection, grading, and historical research reveals layers of narrative hidden in the 1953 D. wheat cent. Appreciate the journey from minting to circulation to certification. Every scratch, tone, and wear mark is part of its story. If this has captivated you, like this video. Comment if you have ever encountered a 1953 D. wheat cent, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info. Because the final part completes the coin's story, providing detailed insight into grading, selling strategies, auction suspense, and the extraordinary $17 million valuation. Stay tuned as the legend concludes. Continuing with the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent, the coin's journey from mint to multi-million-dollar legend is a story of survival, observation, and meticulous evaluation. Collectors and graders focus on every detail. Lincoln's portrait is examined under magnification. Hairlines, cheek contours, jaw definition, and eye detail are scrutinized. Even minor irregularities in metal flow or striking pressure are documented. The reverse wheat stalks, which seem ordinary at first glance, are carefully studied for separation, depth, and subtle anomalies. Slight doubling, weak strikes, or die rotations are recorded. These details, invisible to most, are critical to defining authenticity and rarity. A used coin exhibiting these characteristics becomes not only a historical artifact, but also a financial masterpiece. And this is what elevates the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent to a $17 million valuation. Even in circulation, the coin preserves astonishing story elements. Gentle wear on high points often contrasts with preserved relief in Lincoln's cheek, hair, and wheat stalks. Toning develops over decades, creating subtle color variations that enhance eye appeal. Professional graders at PCGS and NGC evaluate surface integrity, originality, and design preservation. Every scratch, micromark, and natural patina is assessed. Coins that survive with these qualities demonstrate authenticity, historical significance, and collector appeal. These are the attributes that transform an ordinary used penny into one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. The Denver mint mark, a small D beneath the date, carries its own story. Its placement, depth, and alignment can reveal die characteristics or production anomalies. Collectors study these minute markers carefully. Subtle differences may indicate rare die pairings, planchet inconsistencies, or striking irregularities. Every aspect of the mint mark is cross-referenced with known varieties, and coins that meet the highest criteria are considered ultra-rare. The 1953 D Lincoln wheat cent in used condition meets these criteria perfectly, combining historical context, survival, and rarity into a single coin, and this is why collectors prize it above all others. Grading transforms potential into reality. PCGS and NGC carefully assess Lincoln's portrait, the wheat stalks, rim integrity, surface originality, and high point wear. Used coins with strong detail retention can achieve higher grades than expected. Die anomalies are documented and verified, provenance is confirmed, and encapsulation provides market confidence. A certified 1953 D wheat cent is not just a coin, it is a validated artifact. Trusted by collectors, dealers, and investors worldwide, this level of scrutiny ensures that the coin's story is preserved and its value recognized globally. Auction suspense adds another layer of intrigue. Imagine the coin on the block, whispers among collectors, experts examining the high-resolution images and prior grading reports, tension as bids climb, excitement as the hammer falls, and exhilaration when a used penny achieves $17 million. The drama lies not only in the monetary result, but in the story revealed through decades of survival, observation, and verification. This is why the 1953 D Lincoln wheat cent is legendary, combining rarity, history, and eye appeal into one extraordinary artifact, capturing attention in every auction room, collector circle, and historical archive. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires strategy, patience, and professional guidance. Premier auction houses, private brokered sales, and carefully orchestrated treaty sales provide the optimal platforms. Certification by PCGS or NGC ensures authenticity and market trust. Professional imaging and detailed documentation attract serious buyers. Online marketplaces without verification rarely achieve true value. Strategic timing and expert consultation are critical because even minor mistakes can impact multi-million-dollar outcomes. Selling such a coin is not a transaction. It is a culmination of history, rarity, and market strategy executed with precision and care. For collectors, the 1953 D Lincoln wheat cent teaches lessons in patience, observation, and appreciation for subtlety. Every detail, from Lincoln's jawline to the rim curvature, from mint mark placement to die characteristics, matters. Each contributes to the narrative that elevates the coin. Understanding circulation patterns, grading nuances, and historical context allows collectors to recognize value where others may not. The coin represents decades of American life, minted during post-war prosperity, circulating through ordinary hands, surviving to become a symbol of both history and financial achievement. Finally, this story concludes with perspective. The 1953 D Lincoln wheat cent in used condition, certified by PCGS or NGC, valued at $17 million, is more than a coin. It is a testament to careful observation, historical preservation, and the art of numismatics. It demonstrates that ordinary coins can carry extraordinary stories, that grading, provenance, and attention to detail unlock potential, and that the thrill of discovery rewards patience and expertise. Collectors and enthusiasts alike are inspired to examine their own collections, seek subtle details, and appreciate the hidden legends in circulation. If this journey has captivated you, engage with it, like this video, comment if you have ever discovered a rare wheat cent, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because each coin tells a story, and there are more legends waiting to be uncovered. from common pennies hiding secrets to rare cents commanding millions. Stay tuned for future episodes where we explore hidden treasures, historical insights, and market valuations that continue to inspire collectors across the United States. Remember, every coin has a past, but only a few become timeless legends. And the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat cent is the ultimate example of survival, rarity, and numismatic wonder.